All right. Okay, guys. So I'm going to quickly just send you all through the first coding challenge that we're going to be starting with. I have a total of 4 that we can do, but we'll see what time allows us to complete today. But I do have a total of 4 different coding challenges that we're going to be looking at if we get to each of them. You'll probably notice that some of these coding challenges they look familiar because we might have done some of them in the past when we'd worked with C#, right? But because we're doing all of this in JavaScript, some of the syntax and the functionalities might differ a lot. So just keep that in mind, that even though you've seen it before, you might not be able to use the same methods that you've done in the past to be able to complete the coding challenges. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, so let's get started with the first one. All right. Okay, so here we have our first one. I'm going to send this one into the IT Second text channel so you guys can go grab it from there. So you'll see the first coding challenge that we're going to be starting with is reverse a number. Okay, so if you open up the file that I sent, you'll see that what I've done is there is a small explanation of what I want you to do, a sample of what it should basically look like, right? Also, in the table of the document, you'll see that there's a small presentation to kind of show you what the functionalities should look like or what exactly it's supposed to do. And then at the bottom, there is a bit of HTML code that I want you guys to use for me. Of course, you don't have to. It's just so that you don't have to create your own thing. I have created some HTML files that you can just use in this little exercise. And also, if you want to, you don't have to create a separate JavaScript file. You can simply do this inside of the HTML file itself and write the script there. Okay, so you can do it with a separate JavaScript file if you want to as well, but it's not necessary. We're going to be looking at the code itself and how you accomplish the task. All right. Okay, cool. So for this first challenge, what I want you guys to do is there should be an input of any kind of number that you choose, but what you need to do is to be able to reverse that number. So it's a single input that the user gives, okay? And then they should take that input or value and then completely reverse it and output that new value again. Okay, all right, good luck everyone.
Sander, I am done. Could we perhaps discuss the solution?
Yes, well done. That was actually quite quick. All right, so you can go ahead, Ashley.
Okay, so the challenge basically expected us to take a number as input and reverse that number. So here is the function that I wrote. Right. It takes a number as input or as an argument and performs the reverse step within the for loop. This temp is basically a string that takes the input, which should be integer, and converts it to a string so that I can loop through it, and my res variable is the one I return.
Yeah.
It's the function's return type. Okay, and here is where I reverse through the array. And then I add each iteration of the loop, I add that specific character that has been converted to string from int to res, and I return res then. So the output of the code, I've used the number from the provided coding challenge document. That is the output, and the input, as you can see, is here inside this console log.
Right, I see.
I probably should have converted to number, but it's, yeah, I think.
Not sure if this method works for you, that's perfectly fine. I like the way the fact that you use the reverse loop. That's cool. I like that.
No problem.
Actually, I'd like to quickly see if you can go back to your browser quickly. So technically, the function or that variable that you created is inside of the body that we see here in the console. So you can try and call that variable and then add into its parameters a new value, and then just press enter again. Yes.
What's the input?
So let's say 57326. Yes. Okay. 623. Wonderful. That's perfect. That's awesome. Great. Well done, Ashley.
That works. Cool.
That's perfect. Well done. Thank you.
Awesome.
All right, guys. So for the rest of you, you can just continue as normal, and then whenever you're ready, just let us know.
I'm done with mine.
Ah, wonderful. Okay, cool. So let's move you as well. Okay, the floor is yours, Liam. Go ahead.
Thank you, Sander. Okay, so what I've decided to do is the number. I input it as a string because later on I had trouble. So next I created a variable, which I then reverse it So I say it must be an array. It gets its value from this example num,
Right.
but it's a string. So then I just say I want that string, and then I say I wanted to convert it to a number, and then I reverse it. And I just
Wow.
print it to console.
That's wonderful. Yesy, it seems like you've definitely done a little bit of your own homework here.
I was a little bit stuck here in the middle because of the string and the integer.
Yes.
So I got that right now by doing this.
Okay, that's great. Perfect. And I see, so it's 32243, 3422. Oh, that's great. Would you mind trying a different input and seeing if it gives you the same result?
Okay.
Any number, it doesn't really matter. Perfect. Oh, that's great. Wonderful. That's amazing. It's a very interesting approach. Very, very interesting. Using the arrays method. That's wonderful. I love it.
Thank you, Xander.
Yes, you guys are surprising me every time. You're doing really well. Just keep it up.
Xander, I was trying to convert it to a string, use a for loop, but I wasn't coming right. So then
Let's see.
I then managed to use the reverse function.
I see. Oh, I see. So you're converting the whole value into a new array and then reversing it, basically. That's interesting. Wow.
I wanted to use a for loop, but I didn't know how to loop it from the back.
Right. I see. I see.
I was trying that the last index off and a character at to start from the last character, but now coming backwards, it wasn't.
Okay. Well, at least it seems like your number is actually reversing properly, so that's great. Looks good. Would you quickly try using a different number with any digits that you want? Doesn't matter. Wow. Okay, that's great. Wonderful.
Yeah, then we can notice.
There we go. I see. Yes, that's wonderful. I love it. I like the approach that you used. Very nice.
Xander,
Yes, Hannes.
I am done.
Okay, let's quickly have a look then.
So basically what I did was I created an input prompt that prompts the user for a number and binds that to the input variable. Then I create a inverse for loop, because normally you'd have the I incrementing,
Yes.
but in this case it's decrementing. Then I just log the result to the console.
That's great. All right, then we have the prompt.
So I'm gonna enter. Let's keep it simple.
Ah, good idea. Yes. Easy enough to see. Oh, that's great. You can see it prints out 6 first, then 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. That's wonderful. Perfect.
Thanks, Xander.